everyone, welcome to LexTalk World Talk Show presented by Clickaway Creators. Today we have Mr. Shariq Ahmed with us. He is a practicing lawyer in Supreme Court, started his career as a law clerk and to Chief Justice of India. While assisting CJI, he worked as several landmarks constitutional cases. As an independent counselor, Shariq has represented and argued individual clients, organizations, agencies, home buyers from different parts of the country before Supreme Court. He is a law graduate from Aligarh Muslim University. It has one of the oldest law faculty in Asia. So without further ado, let me get to know more about him from the man himself. Hello, Mr. Ahmed. Thank you for joining us. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Same here.
Sure. So we would like to have some questions around with you. So first of all, I would love you to tell us more about this complex legal issue you worked on and describe the complexity and tell us how you approached it.
See, there are so many complex legal matters which we have done in the last 10, 12 years. First as law clerk and research assistant to the Honorable Chief Justice of India, and later on as an associate to one of the Additional Solicitor General. But I would not go that far, and I would just pick one recent case on which I worked upon, and that case pertains to demolition of some of the parts of a Dargah, which is situated in Gorakhpur, Eastern UP. What happened that in this case, when I was asked by the client to file an SLP, I came to know that in this whole matter, there is a Dargah which is situated in Gorakhpur, that is in the eastern part of Uttar Pradesh, and that Dargah is more than 1,000 years old. And just to enlighten you about the importance of this Dargah, I would like to tell that in the Eidgah of this Dargah, Munshi Premchand, the great novelist of Hindi literature, wrote the classic story of Eidgah. So that is the historical importance of this Dargah. What had happened that there was some demolitions which were being carried out by the Gorakhpur Development Authority. And on 29th of December 2020, some demolition had taken place in the premises of Dargah, and Eidgah was also part of that demolition drive. When the petitioner, that is the president of the Dargah committee, he approached the Allahabad High Court. On the very first day, the bench had stayed further demolition, and they had inquired from the Gorakhpur Development Authority that did they serve any notice to the petitioner regarding any unauthorized occupation by the petitioner, and they fixed another date. When the matter was taken up on the next date, on 10th of February 2021, what happened that this petition was dismissed by the Honorable Allahabad High Court. And since this matter involved, in this matter, what had happened exactly is that there was a decree in favor of Dargah, and that decree dated 3rd of September 1963. So the Honorable Allahabad High Court on 10th of February, in its judicial wisdom, directed the petitioner to either approach the civil court for seeking an injunction, or to file an execution decree to file an execution petition for enforcement of that decree. When I was approached by my client, I told him that we can file an SLP against this order of Honorable Allahabad High Court. If I take you to the background of this case, what had exactly happened that on 14th of September 2019, my client, along with the 17 other alleged unauthorized occupants, had received notice, show cause notice, under UP Public Premises Eviction of Unauthorized Occupants Act 1972. And my client had responded to the notice, and he provided whatever documents he had to the authority which had sent the notice. That in that case, it was subdivisional magistrate. When my client inquired by seeking recourse to right to information, he came to know that the matter has now been transferred to the city magistrate, and the proceedings are still pending before the city magistrate. When we filed this SLP before the Supreme Court, the matter got listed on 8th of March.
Okay.
And when the hearing was going to commence, I received an urgent WhatsApp message from my client that on the very next day, that is 9th of March, the Gorakhpur police has intimated to all other stakeholders that they are going to carry out the further demolition drive at the premises of the Dargah. So when this matter was also told to the bench, and then bench immediately stayed the demolition and gave this direction that the further proceedings will be stayed in the light of the fact that there is already a proceeding pending before the city magistrate under UP Public Premises Eviction of Unauthorized Occupants Act 1972. So that's how the whole demolition drive got stayed. And interestingly, what happened that the local media the local media was not allowed, if I may say so, was not allowed to publish this story, and there was curb from some quarters from which should not have happened. But the local media did not publish this story. However, after getting the stay order, I got so many calls from the national and international media that then I realized that that how important this matter was and what is the importance, historical significance of this whole Dargah.
Correct, correct. Thank you so much for sharing such a great case with us. And we're really glad to know that about as well. So my next question is for you. How would you rate our current legal system drive towards encouraging access to justice? Is there tangible movement in closing the justice gap?
See, our constitution it lays down great emphasis on justice, social, economic, and political, and it also in the preamble prescribes prescribes fraternity, assuring the dignity of the individual. So justice without dignity is not possible. And as per Article 38 of the Constitution, in the directive principles of state policy, the state is enjoined upon to secure a social order which provides for ameliorating all kind of social inequalities, and so that justice should prevail. So keeping in view all these constitutional principles which are imbibed in the constitution, the governments, whether central government or state government, have taken so many measures. And the central government had even enacted a law by the name of Legal Services Authorities Act 1987. And in India, in the whole of the country, we celebrate 9th of November as National Legal Services Day. So the whole objective of the act is to lay down great emphasis on the protection of the rights of vulnerable section of the society and to provide opportunities to all those vulnerable section of society in getting their grievances addressed before judicial forums. So this whole exercise and this act itself provides that there are certain categories of persons who are entitled for free legal advice and free legal opinion and all kind of free legal services. And some of them, if I can remember, are women irrespective of their financial status, persons belonging to scheduled caste and scheduled tribe, victims of caste violence, ethnic violence, victims of industrial disaster and natural disaster, persons of unsound mind or who are not able because of any medical infirmity, persons, those who are under a protective home under Immoral Trafficking Prevention Act, persons who are in juvenile homes under Juvenile Justice Act, and those persons who are having psychiatric treatment under Mental Health Act. So these kind of persons are entitled for free legal aid as per the mandate of the Act of 1987. Apart from this, but I would also like to say that this Honorable Supreme Court has given landmark rulings on this aspect, and a lot of effort has been made by Honorable Supreme Court through various judicial pronouncements, primarily being Hussain Ara Khatun versus State of Bihar, M.H. Hoskut versus State of Maharashtra, and Khatri versus State of Bihar, and fourth one being some case from Union Territory of Arunachal Pradesh, as it was at that point of time in 1986. So in all those matters, Supreme Court has been landmark ruling, and it has tried to take justice to those who find it difficult in opening the doors of justice. However, the problem lies somewhere else. The problem is that, as we have come to know, that in the budget of 2019 to 20, the total outlay for creating infrastructure in the judiciary, it was somewhere around 990 crores. But in the subsequent year, it was reduced to 762 crores perhaps. So what is happening is that we are spending as a country only 0.08% of our total budget on administration of justice. And unless and until we increase that budget, we can't say that we are on the right track, we are on the right path. So there the problem lies, and we need to think, all the stakeholders need to ponder upon this issue.
Very, very well said. Things to have to maintain, the people have to join to maintain things better. Correct. So, as everybody say, time is money, and in your profession, in legal professions, most of all, right? So, how do you ensure to make the best out of your time as a lawyer, or what is your time mantra? I would say time
See,
management mantra.
I would tell you that time is really money in this profession. And instead of telling some general things, I would be very particular, and I would tell you a very interesting account of a piece which I had read in my LLB, in my first semester LLB, and that is from the book of Glanville Williams. The book is titled as Learning the Law. In that book, he is mentioned about about how letters were exchanged by Justice Felix Frankfurter and a junior high school student, Paul Clausen Jr., who was a junior high school student from Alexandria, a city in the Commonwealth of Virginia in the United States. So Justice Felix Frankfurter was a very celebrated judge of the US Supreme Court. And in that book, it has been mentioned that when this boy of 12 years old wrote that letter in the month of May 1954, he showed his interest in pursuing legal education and then to build a career in law. When the classic response which he received from Justice Felix Frankfurter is considered to be iconic statement of it's considered to be an iconic statement, and it's considered to be a formula for success and completeness in the professional life and in the social life. I would just read the extract of that letter, and it would be very enriching for each one of us. I would just, with your permission, I would just cite 5, 6, 7 lines from that letter. And what he wrote is that no one can be a competent lawyer unless he's a cultivated man. If I were you, I would forget about any technical preparation for the law. The best way to prepare for the law is to be a well-read person. No less important for a lawyer is the cultivation of the imaginative faculties by reading poetry, seeing great paintings in the original or in easily available productions, and listening to great music. Stock your mind with the deposit of much good reading, and widen and deepen your feelings by experiencing vicariously as much as possible the wonderful mysteries of the universe, and forget about your future career. So these lines have always traveled with me since the last 18, 19 years. And I try to follow whatever advice Justice Felix Frankfurter gave to that law student. And I try to divide my time in that way itself.
Lovely, lovely, well said. And I think our young growing lawyers will also get some valuable things from this line.
Certainly.
Yeah. So how was your experience as a law clerk come research assistant in Honorable Chief Justice of India, and as an associate to add additional Solicitor General?
See, when I was in my LLM, I was pursuing my LLM from National Law Institute University, Bhopal. And when I was in the final days of my academic curriculum, just 3-4 days before I got this intimation from the Supreme Court registry that I have been shortlisted for an interview with the committee of judges for this assignment as a law clerk and research assistant. And within a couple of days, I had my LLM dissertation viva also. It was very perplexing for me. I was just got unaware, if I can say, and I was in double minds whether I should go and participate in the interview or I should focus on my viva for my LLM dissertation. Somehow I mustered enough courage and I took the decision of giving the interview also. I came here and I just gave the interview, which was taken by two of the then senior judges of the Honorable Supreme Court.
Okay.
And I got selected and I was placed in the office of the Honorable Chief Justice of India. It was really an exhilarating experience for a young man like me at that point of time. I got his affection, I got his support, and I got the opportunity to work on some of the landmark cases of the country, on some of the important acts on which the advice was sought by executive to the Honorable Chief Justice as a head of the institution. And I got so many opportunities, and it was really a moment of joy. Whatever I had envisaged as a student of law, whatever I had dreamt of as a student of law, I got those opportunities while working as law clerk to the Honorable Chief Justice of India. Later on, when my assignment got completed, I joined as an associate in the office of an Additional Solicitor General in the Supreme Court. Here again, it was little different, because earlier, while working with the Chief Justice of India, I was working with a different set of mind. I was assisting the bench. When I joined the office of the Additional Solicitor General, I was assisting a lawyer appointed by the Government of India. Here again, I got to work upon very important cases in which Government of India was a party. I got the opportunity to assist in writing opinions for various agencies and the departments of the central government. All in all, I can say that I was very fortunate to work in the office of Honorable Chief Justice of India and in the office of Additional Solicitor General.
All right. Mr. Ahmed, in this beautiful journey, there must be some challenges, some obstacles that you have to face being a first generation lawyer in this professional. So if you can share some kind of obstacle that you have faced.
See, there are obstacles in every profession, and as a
Correct.
first generation lawyer, yes, I admit that there are obstacles and there are challenges. But see, I was very clear in my mind when I joined LLB. I was very clear in my mind that I am going to be a lawyer, and there was no confusion in my mind. I participated in 4 and 5 moot court competitions. I won in some of them. I got prizes for my law faculty. And I just designed all my activities in such a way that would benefit me later when I would work as a lawyer in either High Court or the Supreme Court. What happened that when I joined the profession, I realized that I was on the right track, and God has been very kind to me. And I would say that man proposes and God disposes. Yes, there are imbalances in this profession for a first generation lawyer. My counterpart colleagues may have very good and attractive and lucrative briefs to argue. I may not get those opportunities because of me being a first generation lawyer. But I don't regret such things, because I start from a clean slate. I just try to convince myself that opportunities would come to me, not today. It would come next day. It would come again. If I fail in any of the opportunities, I realize that I have to give my 100%. And one line I would tell for your viewers, that which I had read somewhere, that commitment and hard work are good substitutes of merit and experience. So I believe in that, and I try to focus on my work. I try to just eject all those negative thoughts which come in my mind. I try to address those issues, and I try to remain very much disciplined and thoroughly professional, so that such obstacles do not come in my way. Yes, a first generation lawyer definitely requires little bit of extra effort. You have to be much more disciplined. but that's the part of the profession, and that's true of any other profession. uh, Son of a politician, a son of a cricketer may get some opportunities, but at the end of the day you have to demonstrate your capabilities and abilities. If you don't come up to the expectation of the people, of your clients, then you are not going to continue in the profession. So all in all, I would say that one has to give some extra amount of uh, time. One has to put that little bit of extra effort, and then things would come as you plan and as you execute and as you
Exactly.
execute.
Exactly. So someone has to set that benchmark for the others. So this is how it is, right? So the young professional will definitely learn with this the benchmark that you have already been set. So thank
Thank
you
you.
so much for sharing such a great insights with us, and we'll be looking forward to have chat with you again in the future with some trending topics in this international legal industry.
Thank
For
you.
our viewers, if you like this chat with Mr. Shariq, do like, subscribe our page, click away creators, and we'll be coming up with more chats in such a manner. This is Ayushi from Let's Talk World.